You know, when it comes to Christmas, there are a lot of emotions that people experience. Some people are elated. They cannot wait until Christmas comes. Some are kind of bah humbug. Can we get this just over with and be done with it? Some are sad because they're missing people from the past, or they can't be with the people they'd like to be with. And some are anxious because they're spending more money than they have, or they can't find that perfect gift. And at that first Christmas, there are a lot of emotions going on as well. I can imagine if you were Mary and Joseph traveling to Bethlehem, being so tired, and then giving birth, which is a pretty emotional experience, and then having these strange visitors come to you. The Bible tells us that the shepherds, after the angels appeared to them, that the shepherds went to Bethlehem to see if what the angels had said was true. And when they got there and they saw Mary and Joseph and the baby, in verse 17 of Luke 2, it says, when they had seen this, they made known the statement which had been told them about this child. And all who heard it wondered at the things which were told them by the shepherds. So I imagine the first people that the shepherds told about what had happened to them was Mary and Joseph. And I imagine that this added another layer onto the experience that they have already had, as Mary had the visitation by the angel. Joseph had the visitation by an angel in his dream. And as they compared notes, and then they get this confirmation from the shepherds. But Mary, in chapter 2 and verse 19, it tells us something about Mary that I think maybe needs to be part of our Christmas observance. It says, but Mary treasured all these things, pondering them in her heart. It sounds like Mary took some time in the midst of all that was going on to just step back and consider, to think about, to ponder, to wonder about the things that were going on. And I think that would be a good practice for us this Christmas, to take some time to step back and ponder, to really think about the message that the angels told the shepherds. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. To take some time to think about, what does that mean that a Savior was born for us? And then to treasure those things, to hold on to those things. We see later on in chapter 2, when Jesus is older, and after Joseph and Mary had taken him to the temple when he was 12 and he had been separated from them, it says that he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and he continued in subjection to them, and his mother treasured all these things in her heart. It seems like this was a practice of Mary's, to take this time to consider, to hold on to. When we treasure something, we treat it as precious. And I hope that this Christmas you will allow yourself some time to ponder, some time to treasure the truth of Christmas. I believe that that will make a difference in how we feel about this day, in the emotions that we experience. I think when we take the time to ponder God's truth, that it brings a sense of peace and it brings a sense of perspective as we see that God has a plan. He had a plan for salvation. He has a plan for us.